Welcome everyone to Saturday Evening Chats. This is episode number 90. And tonight we have Mr. Chris from the 740 with us. Welcome.
Good to see you, man. I'm glad to be on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I know we have a few other links out there if maybe Foss decides to jump on. I know he's doing his overnight show tonight, so he may be taking a nap. And then Rob D, the New York Outcast. So he might make it or not. I see. Let's go through and shout out all the people that are here real quick before I play the intro. So first in was Kingpin, followed by Mr. Chris from the 740, Burnaby, Makojo's out there, Jay Monty, Mystic Guns is out there. I know 223 DMR is out there. And Mr. F&H is out there, so.
Yep, and Artak and the daughters just showed up.
Artak and daughters is out there. Cool.
Yep.
He has a link if he decides that he wants to jump on here.
Cool.
So let's throw this out.
In a world of uncertainty and turmoil, one man stands alone, along with his faithful sidekick. A man who entertains and educates the masses weekly, 70% of the time. Born out of the dusty plains of Washington State, now from the coastal forests of Oregon. The man, the myth, the man, G23.
I love that intro.
Yeah, my normal co-host extraordinaire did that, and I was like, "Damn, that's pretty damn good."
Yeah, it is. That is definitely cool.
You want to tell anyone who you are and like what your channel's about for anyone who may not know who you are?
Yeah. So I have a channel, obviously, Chris from the 740. When I started the channel originally, we were just putting our match videos up on there from the USPSA. And the reason was my son, he would actually travel to all the matches and film us. And then I would get home and I would get all the video edited. And then we were trying to like send it over Facebook Messenger and Instagram Messenger. And then the video quality was a mess. And then the other option we used for a little while, like we'd upload the stuff to like Google Drive and then they could come and download it. And then I just came up with this idea one day that why don't I just start putting all our match videos on YouTube and then we can watch them in 4K. So that's how the channel started. And then I just kind of started doing some accessory reviews and things like that. And then I found out I enjoyed and loved making YouTube videos. So then I just started doing gun reviews and ammo reviews and testing. And then I brought my reloading knowledge into the channel and just kind of went from there. And still put our match videos up we shoot about 20 some matches a year once spring hits, and we'll go all the way into the end of fall. And so all the match videos still go up on the channel, but now I'm doing a lot more other types of content now.
Oh, yeah. You mean you don't want to be out there trying to run a match in 6 feet of snow?
No, we did a Christmas match one year, and it was cold. But it was fun. We had a good time, but yeah, the older I get, I don't like shooting out there in the snow anymore.
So I see Mr. Jason Stewart has jumped in out in the crowd. So welcome, Jason. Another guy who has a link. So yeah, I figured I'd bring you on and let you kind of talk about your show. And I was hoping we were going to have more people, but I haven't done my show in the last couple of weeks due to the wife being really sick. So
Right. Yep. So, yeah, I went out and filmed a video this morning and then came home to take a red dot off of one pistol to put on another pistol, and I stripped the screw out. So that's how I spent my afternoon, was drilling out the screw head, and that wasn't fun.
does not sound like a whole lot of fun.
No. That's the first time I've had that happen too.
So we got Misha in out in the crowd. He's another fellow Oregonian. Mr. Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog is out in the crowd.
Good to see you, man.
I always try to call him Sergeant Major.
I know. I did the same thing. First time you showed up in a chat, and I'm like, I just screwed that all up.
I've done it many a times. You know, it's like, crap. Oh, well.
Jason said he's still at work. He's listening at work.
Yeah, that's his two favorite things, is working and collecting Berettas.
He does work a lot. He was on one of my live chats there a couple weeks ago, and he had to run. He was a little late getting on just because he was late, working late.
Oh, look who decided to show up. We got the Rob D in the crowd.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
Doing all right. How's it going, everybody?
Doing good.
Good. The wife better?
She's at least she's at home. We'll call it that.
Okay.
No, she's been getting better day by day. Just trying to get her over the damn pneumonia.
They got one of them little tube things she's got to breathe in that pushes a scale up to measure her breath.
Yeah,
she's
got
getting
one
any
of those.
improvement.
She refuses to use that.
Oh, come on! It's a good way to check, on any improvement and whatnot. So, and it doesn't hurt or anything. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
I can let you explain that to her, and she'll still probably tell you to go to hell, like she told me. I see.
Make me come over there and put my foot down.
Rob says, "Don't make him come over and put his foot down. You need to use that device that they gave you that you blow into and it measures how much breath you're putting out."
What?
That little thing that you have to put the cog in the smiley face.
Yeah, that stupid little toy.
Yeah, Rob says you need to start using it, or otherwise he's going to come over and put his foot down.
That's right. And she knows if she kicks it, you're going to date her sister, right?
Except that she's the only daughter. She's got like 5 brothers.
Yeah. Nowadays, I don't know. You never know.
Well, that could be a Rob thing. We got roll call out in the crowd.
It's not a Rob thing.
So, have you guys gotten a whole lot of snow over there in New York?
Not yet, although we're expecting a pretty good one, so they say. Although, depending which news station you look at, it could be 7 inches or it could be 40. So it's tough to say. I do know it's very cold. So, although it is going to warm up a little bit before it snows, it was like below 0 here today. It got above, I think, 5 degrees, but pretty cold. So, not liking it, not at all.
We still haven't hardly got any here yet. It was spitting a little bit this morning when I was at the range, but it stopped. It didn't last long.
We had a good ice storm the other day. It's kind of cool. I got to try out those little rubber grippy things you can put on your shoes. I don't know if you guys seen them. They're
Oh yeah, the
cheap things. Yeah,
like
the little
stud,
blue nubs. Yeah.
yeah, the shoe
it worked
studs
pretty
or
good.
whatever.
I lost some studs shoveling, but as far as just walking along, I think they work pretty good. Even on an angled driveway, it was, and sheet of ice, felt 100% confident. But I did lose pegs when I started shoveling, so I had to test them out. I got my mom a set, so hopefully when she walks over to the store, she don't bust her ass and end up dead like most old people.
Yeah, I thought about getting those when I lived, back in Washington, and we got a bunch of snow and crap. But I was like, why? I played hockey. I know how to walk on ice.
It's always when you least expect it. It's the stupid stuff. And I go to work, shoveled off roofs and work, been fine. I get home, I bust my ass on my steps. That's how life goes.
God, Bulldog just said that Louisiana might get flurries.
Yeah, I hear that there's going to be getting, back where I'm from up in Washington, they had to call out the National Guard to go and do door-to-door checks to help get people out of their homes where necessary, and help clean off people's driveways and sidewalks because they got so much snow.
Man,
Just never get to that point. That's what your neighbors are for and stuff like that. I don't know. Bugs me. I think, the people, I've looked at my street, or some people I've literally given a shovel and they will not shovel their damn driveway. But other people that, we take turns shoveling out the fire hydrant. We hit sections of the curb. We shovel out the corner. And none of us are heroes or anything like just what you're supposed to do. I don't understand. If you got the old lady up the corner that's 80 and gets her food delivered and you're out there anyway, just shovel a quick path. What the hell? I don't understand. People should help each other out more. We shouldn't be calling in the government for it, my opinion.
Well, I think what happened was it hit so quick that there was people that were buried inside their homes. So it wasn't that you could just go out and help. There was a bunch of people that were buried inside their homes, so they couldn't get out.
Yeah, I suppose that could be a problem, especially if you're seniors or bad or something. Completely stuck, yeah.
You get up into some of the areas up in Washington, like up in the plain area and stuff, you may not have a neighbor for
very true.
2 or 3 miles, minimum.
Me for assuming the rest of the world was like my neighborhood.
Yeah, we don't all live in New York in the concrete jungle.
Nice score there, LBJ. He picked up a bunch of stuff at a gun show.
Yeah, in a Phoenix gun show.
Good Lord, primer is $140 a brick.
Damn. But I see we got, Lead Bullet Junkies out there. Roll Call 219. Defense Dad's out there. So we're trying to get a good crowd out there.
Chris from the 740. Who's this guy? How you doing, Chris? I'm Ron.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, that's the first time I've been on this one.
Oh, yeah? You're going to need to go see the doctor after this show.
Yeah. Been in the chat many times. First time on live. So what part of New York are you in?
Central area, kind of. Not near the city, so.
Okay.
Kind of central of the state.
My sister used to She lived in Jersey, but she actually worked at the Albert Einstein College in the Bronx.
Ah,
She's not over in New York anymore. She didn't like it too much, but she's back in
don't
Ohio
blame
now.
don't blame her. That area in New York, I don't even like. So a lot of times I offend people because they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm right outside the city," and I'm like, "Oh, sorry to hear that." And they kind of give me a look. But to them, it's great. To me, it's like not anymore. You're gonna have to pay me to go out that way. So shit, just getting in the city is ridiculous. The bridge now, parking, everything's a pain, overpriced.
I've still never been. I've never been
Yeah.
in the city. I've been
It's
to.
nice to check out, but I definitely wouldn't want to live there. It's the
Yeah.
point now where I don't even want to visit. I've already been there, done that. But if you haven't been, it's probably worth going. At least once.
Yeah, well, I want to check it out one of these days. I just went over to Philadelphia for the first time here a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed it over there.
I'm not a big city fan.
Well, I grew up on a game reserve, so when I go to them big cities, I'm like sometimes in shock. But Philly was neat. Food was amazing, and I went to the Eagles Stadium, and then I went to the Sixers Stadium. It was a fun little trip.
There's a lot of things you can do in a big city, though. For somebody that isn't from one, some of the museums, I don't know, depending if that's your thing, but they're top notch. I mean, there's really nothing. There's only a few to their caliber in the world in some cases, where you can spend a lot of time checking things out, as well as, what is it? The second largest arcade in the world is downtown Manhattan, near Port Authority. That's pretty cool. I always like going there. Years ago when I was there, I think like the Backstreet Boys were there playing on some virtual reality game or something. Some of the games were like $20 to play back then. They do test stuff where all the new stuff gets tested out, beta tested and stuff in those places. So it all depends what you're in. There's a lot of different things that you just don't get the quality of other places, but at the same time, you're paying for it, and it's a pain in the ass just to get across town. So depending on what you're into, though, you could probably get a pretty good day schedule. Spend a weekend, get in, get out, say you did it.
Yeah. Hey,
So
sorry, go ahead.
Yep. And say we got the Tactical Fud joining us, aka Gun Loving Grandpa, aka Buck, all in the one same person.
Yeah, I wanted to thank Tactical Fud. He when I got the mic all set up earlier, he was the first person to comment that it sounded good. I was like, I didn't expect anybody to come on, but I went live just to see how everything was sounding. So thanks, Tactical Fud. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
Same town as Jason, huh?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
probably-
we live in-
You probably heard the rumors about Jason then, huh? Are you married?
No, we'll be in June.
Keep her away from Jason.
Yeah. We've been together 12 years. We finally decided we're going to get married.
So I see we got Michael Dunn out in the crowd. Welcome.
Hi, Michael.
Rob, he's another Glock guy. He actually built a P80.
I figured that's probably why he's on your show. God forbid. Get somebody with some taste in here, but no disrespect.
I actually used to hate them, and then when I got my first one, I'm like, they started growing on me.
I've owned one, and I didn't have any problems with it, but I guess I use it like the cheese pizza analogy. Everybody gets cheese pizza and searching around for toppings at home when you could have just ordered a Supreme Meat Lovers Deluxe to begin with. So I just like the M&Ps more. So
I like M&P.
It's my thing to kind of bitch about Glock.
Yeah.
The most unoriginal firearm, safe bet. I want to get into guns. Let me get a Glock. Everybody loves Glock. No originality. The last chick at the bar.
No, you're
Yep.
right though. I have to agree with that. It's like every time you buy one, you're like, man, I got to make this thing look halfway decent. So you just start buying all kinds of parts for them. I don't think I have one Glock that I haven't put a ton of money into.
See, I don't know, man. But to each their own. They work. I trust my life with one. So don't get me wrong. It's my thing to screw with, especially this Glock guy. You know.
Yeah, that 320 that Chris had on his video was not a bad looking P320.
That gun was amazing, man. I'm like, after I shot that, I had, obviously had to give it back to Keith. That was my best friend's gun that he's going to use in competition this year. And I'm like, I want to buy that thing, but man, $1,700 is a lot of money.
Yep. I will be right back. I got to do something for the wife.
Okay.
You see Roll Call's Glock video?
No.
No? Yeah, his Glock choked on him. Critical defense, I think it was critical defense, or what's the other one there? They both got the little polymer shit in there. Critical duty and critical defense. It's one of those. So
I'm gonna pop
That's
over here
sad
on
to
my
hear.
other. I've never seen him in the chats until tonight, so I can pretty much guarantee I'm not subscribed to his channel. So what's he going?
he's an asshole, but you can subscribe to him.
Okay, roll. Okay, I'm gonna go look him up here. There, I found him. He popped up quick.
I'm an asshole too, if you haven't figured it out. So
All right, now I'm subscribed to his channel, so now I can check out the videos.
see that? There you go, Roll Call. You owe me $20 for that subscriber.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing all right. He's got over 1,000.
Yeah, doing better than me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I've got an M&P that I've had for years. It's one of the first gen ones, but I've got the 45 model, and I'm actually getting ready to send the slide off to a company called Delta Strategic Stippling. That's kind of their claim to fame is milling M&P slides for red dots. So they're going to actually put a dot on that for me. So
That's cool.
yeah, I've had that gun for
What's-
years, and I don't know
What price range?
They
if you
just
don't
did.
mind?
I thought they did. I didn't think they were expensive at all. They did. I just got my 1911 back from them. They milled the slide on my 1911. They Cerakoted the slide back black, and I bought the actual Holosun from them. And I think I had 450 in it all together, and that was with the red dot and the labor and everything. So and the Cerakote. So I didn't think that was that bad. Because I got the 509, or I'm sorry, the 509, the 507K, which is the smaller one that you have to put on the 1911 slides, and the dot alone's $260 probably at the cheapest you're gonna find it. So I didn't think it was bad at all what he charged me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad actually.
So I'm gonna try to get it he hasn't done it yet, but I told him I'd like to try to get the new 509 put on there. So he said he was going to attempt it, but I got to get that thing in the mail and get it over to him. He's he's in Ohio too, but they're up north. But I'm kind of excited to get that back. I like getting that gun out and shooting it once in a while. 45 is kind of fun to shoot every now and then.
So you've been shooting with a dot for a while now on handguns, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm slowly getting them all switched over to dots.
I assume you prefer it then?
Yeah, at this point. So, but I don't
Anything
I don't
to
shoot.
do with age, or you just feel?
Oh
it's
yeah,
just,
100%. Definitely
Okay.
age. Yeah.
Now, state, say you had that dot 20 years ago, would you still choose it over your iron sights at that point?
No, not 20 years ago, but now, like, ever since I started shooting competition, I would definitely have, I definitely prefer having dots on everything now. Just because of the,
Curious.
but when I started shooting competition there a few years ago, I did start out in the handgun division. I was shooting in the carry optics division before I switched to PCC. And there's no way that I don't think I would have any desire to shoot a USPSA match with iron sights.
Good little bit of information out there. So I assume from what I've heard, because I'm an iron sight guy myself, because I'm a cheap son of a gun, but I've heard it is a quicker target acquisition. So they state. I haven't seen it myself, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody's saying it, so there's probably something to it. So, and competition, you're saying you'd rather not do it without it. Then again, it's probably holding true that there's something to that. At least you're picking it up quicker and on target, I assume. So hey, that helps people get the. A lot of times they say the first shot's the most important. So if that helps you get it off, and make it home, then by all means.
Yeah, and that's one thing we're starting to see in the USPSA is like all the divisions that are like limited or and then single stack, those divisions are starting to die off because most guys are switching to carry optics. So I think, originally, I think eventually you're going to start seeing some of those divisions in the USPSA are going to fizzle out. Yeah, Big Al said he still uses irons, so yeah, he runs a Shadow too.
Now, does he do competition as well?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
So I saw where Bulldog was saying that he would like for me to send him a link. I'm trying to find his email. I see we got Smeggy42, LW Road. Now, another channel, you want to see competition shooting and stuff? LW Roads up in Alaska. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does a lot of that kind of videos. Big Al's a good guy, so.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get comparison or a few opinions on, sites in competition, I guess. So that's all I was going at with this. So since we had a competition shooter and, it's gun related, seemed like a decent topic.
But I'm in the PCC division now, so I'm shooting a rifle now, so I'm in the division that everybody hates and gets all the guys make fun of us.
What are you shooting?
I actually run a Ruger PC carbine. I got the tandem cross chassis and all that on it, but it's a 9mm.
Yep. Okay. Well, yeah, they look. Takes Glock mags, right?
Oh yeah, mine does. Yeah, I've got it converted. I've got the adapter in it.
Those things look extremely well on an R&L display stand. Just pointing that out there.
Yeah, when I first started, I was back when I first got into it, I was shooting a Walther PPQ M2 with a dot on it, and my best friend invited me to a match, and I was standing there, and this guy, I was like fifth in line, and I came out after they got everything pasted and reset, start again, and this guy walks up there with an AR-9, and I'm like, what's that guy doing? And he's like, well, he's shooting in the PCC division. I said, well, is that legal? And he said, well, yeah, it's an actual division. And I'm like, as soon as I went home, I started building a PCC. I'm like, I'm not shooting handgun anymore. Watching that guy, it looked so much fun. And I'm like, I want to do that.
So Michael Dunn says he picked him up a Ruger PCC. He just hasn't shot it yet.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago in one of the chats. He said that he was going to get one. That's cool, Michael. I'm glad you got it. What's up, boy?
Send it to me. I'll go freeze my ass off and shoot it.
And they take Glock mags.
Yep.
Yeah. Rob's secretly a Glock lover. He's got a couple of them hidden in. He just doesn't want anyone to know about it.
Right.
I said I own a Glock still, but I actually own 2 Glocks. I've got a Glock knife, which was my first Glock.
I see.
Rich White said, yeah, I actually shot. I don't have the Roni. I have the one after it. I have the MCK, but I was in a kind of like an outlaw falling steel match, and they let me run my MCK with my Glock 17 in it. That was a lot of fun. But no, you're not allowed to shoot them in the USPSA.
So the gun snob has shown up, and Mr. Pat Hirsch has showed up, and Bald and Curious has finally decided to show up. So I know you were talking a little bit about red dots, and I have a couple red dots. Well, one's on the wife's P320, and I'm not a big fan of that red dot. I may end up try swapping it out for something different.
Which one do you have on that?
Romeo Pro.
Okay.
It's like a 3 MOA.
Okay. Yeah, that SIG that I just shot there, the ones the videos I just finished, that had that Romeo Max on it, which is basically the Romeo XL. I love that dot. In fact, I prefer that dot over an SRO, but I've never shot any of their smaller dots.
I was thinking that was a Romeo 3 that it was based off of.
Yeah, well, they make a Romeo 3X, Romeo 3, then they make a Romeo 3 XL, and then they make the Romeo Max. So, but I think the XL and I don't quote me on that, I could be wrong, but I think the XL and the Max are the same size. That is a huge window on that thing. It was crazy when I got it out of the box. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah. So you shoot with a dot Bulldog?
Yeah, I've got a lot of my 320s. I've got Delta Point Pros on those.
Those are good dots, really good dots.
Yeah.
So would you say it's faster with a dot than standard sights?
Yeah, and I've got my right eye. I've got a retinal scar from getting zapped with a targeting laser.
Oh shit!
So it's okay. I'm left eye dominant.
It still sucks though.
It presents a bit of a problem, but it's okay, you know. But I've got Purist Fast Fires and Vortex Venoms on my Rugers and my Smith & Wesson Victory. My little play toy race guns. And I love them. It's easy acquisition. And the older my eyes get, you know, the harder it is for me to differentiate between the blades. And it just makes it so much simpler.
Yeah, those Delta Point Pros, those are workhorses. I mean, those things last forever.
Yeah, I've never had to replace a battery because it ran out. and that's my EDC.
Yeah.
Is I've got a fire control group in a Wilson Combat grip
Mm-hmm.
with a M18 slide and threaded barrel, and the Delta Point Pro on it.
That's cool.
And then I've got
What about durability with these things? I mean, have you
oh
shot in the rain, been all muddy, dropped it, banged it against a car door, getting in and out, and have
I'll-
you daily
I'll
worn them
deliver
like
the
that?
hell out of it.
And no, you haven't had any issues.
Never had an issue with it. One.
You can still pick up your dot with it raining and being wet and stuff like that, no problem.
Well, I've never had I've never had it be muddy. I've had it be dirty as living shit, but never. I've never,
I've got a
had it real seriously
Holosun.
mud.
I've got a Holosun 510C. Actually I have 3 of those now, but I got one. That's what I run on my PCC for competition. And it's been on that gun for 2 years. And I mean, I've dropped that thing. I've smacked it off walls, coming around corners. And we shot, whatever, when we went down and shot Area 5, which was our big, area championship match. It rained for 8.5 hours, and it went all day long. It never had an issue with it, but the 510C is a big dot. I mean, it's made for a rifle, not a handgun, which I have seen guys put them on open guns. But the Holosun 510C is the best $300 you'll ever spend on a red dot. Yep, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like that one. It's the oh shoot, hold on. Forgot about all that. But it's the Holosun HS 503 CU.
Yep.
So it's held up pretty well so far. And I would state it, for the money, I think they're worth it. Everybody knows I'm cheap.
Yeah.
So we've got Gunpowder Beauty out in the crowd, Keith Gregory who's joined us, and Mike White and Uncle John. Oh yeah, there's that Smith & Wesson sign.
Gotta represent. I'm sitting here, might as well.
Yeah, Big Al, I just got my first K, and I had it put on a 1911. That's a good dot too.
Yeah, I have the 507
See?
C V2.
Yep. That's what I put on that Polymer 80 that I built.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have that on the Rock Slide for the G23, but I don't know. May have to get a different, because I really don't trust that slide.
I was just getting ready to ask you that.
Yeah.
Because I've heard it go both ways. It's like 50-50. I've heard people say they never had an issue with them, they like them, and then I've heard horror stories about them. I've never owned one.
I've had I got some videos on them showing where it will fail to go back into battery, where it's just hanging up at the very back, because it was catching on the trigger bar and everything. And yeah, so it was, I've had to do so much different things with it. I finally kind of got it working, but I'm like, I can't trust my life with this. So I'll just go back to running the factory slide, and it can be a range toy. And so that's a very expensive range toy.
What gun is that for?
That's for the Glock.
Oh, you can keep polishing, buddy.
But yeah.
Yeah, Baldwin Curious said he has the 407K and the 507K. Now, I believe I want to say I've been watching. Is he the one that's doing the videos on the ADE red dots? I don't know. We'll have to see if he comments on that. I want to say he was the one that was doing the reviews on those.
I know Bald and Curious is up in New York. Trying to remember what he's got a bunch of different dot videos, but I can't think of the ADE being one of them.
Now,
Yeah,
they
I was
can have
thinking
red dots,
maybe
but they
I
can't
might
put
have
batteries in
I
them.
might be getting channels mixed up here, but because I'm kind of interested in one of those. I mean, for $100, I'd almost like to try one out just to see. Yeah, he said it's not him. I know Gene that has a channel Reloading from the Hot Pot that pops in a lot of the. He's had really good luck with them, and he shoots them in IDPA and everything. So I'd kind of like to try one out just to see what it. At least if it breaks, you're only out $100.
Yeah, I think what's it? Obnoxious One has some videos with the ADE red dots, and crap. Who else would I
Doesn't
do? I
Snob
know.
have a bunch of red dot stuff?
Honestly, I don't watch a whole lot of Snobby's videos. I'm subscribed to him, but
I could be wrong, but I thought he had some on that as well. So
I know
I mean,
Obnoxious.
Snob's pretty good, man. You haven't been checking out his latest videos, like his quality. I mean, holy shit! Him and Obnoxious, they left us in the dust, bro. Like they're like almost big time producers now. You need to watch one of those videos. Shit, the Orange Man's jumping out of vehicles that are still moving, taking shots. I mean, doing his own action scenes and shit. It don't get much better than that, and you don't even got to pay for it. I mean, damn.
Defense Dad said he's going to try a Swamp Fox. Those are actually really good dots too. I've got two of those. I've got the Justice and the Sentinel.
Chris, what are you using on your PCC?
Yeah, for my red dot.
Yeah,
Holosun 510C.
yeah. I've got a bunch of Romeo 5s.
Yeah, I mean they're.
And I beat them all over the place. Let the kids beat them, my nephews and stuff. And I've never had one of them suckers fail on me either.
Yeah, they say that Romeo 5 just goes and goes, and they're not that expensive either, are they?
No, now they're about 130.
Yeah, that's not bad for a good dot. I mean, a dot that you know is gonna last.
Well, I like the shake awake thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you
Yeah,
touch
get
it,
into
it's ready to
those.
go.
Shake Awake's the way to go. Definitely. That's what I'd recommend. You know, anybody out there is not into them, spend that little extra money for that. So, depending, I guess if it's a range toy, it don't matter, but it's still convenient as a range toy.
I'll tell you what, if I had to put a red dot, you know, pick up a piece of equipment, stick it on there, and take it into a combat situation, I
Well, ready to go.
I wouldn't have a problem with taking the Romeo 5 with me. You know, I feel real confident with them.
I appreciate that, Warsaw. Nice to meet you too, man.
Yeah, Warsaw does a lot of good videos. We got Defense Dad, and he's right. Us fluffy guys have got to, stay together. We got to represent. We got
the Echoes here.
Yep, Echoes out there. Mandatory Carry showed up. So yep.
You know, fluff is like liquid marshmallow. I hope you're not being literal. I mean, you guys don't eat that junk, do you?
Say what?
Fluff. It's like liquid marshmallow. That
Marshmallows
stuff,
are nasty.
Oh,
Any form of marshmallow is nasty. Like, it should be just thrown in the trash, shot, whatever you want to do.
well,
It's
Rice
not
Krispie
fit for
treats are
human.
good.
It's not fit for human consumption.
They taste all right on sweet potatoes when it's done right, or candy yam, however you call that, with the brown sugar. It's not
I
bad.
say most people get
And
confused.
s'mores. How do you not like a s'more? You're telling me you don't like a s'more?
No,
Oh, that's
I think that's the only time I like a marshmallow.
Damn. I mean, he just bombed right out. You know,
Yeah, he's like,
"Screw
I'm
you,
outta
outta
here." he'll be back.
Yeah,
Uh,
marshmallows. I don't like you. Bye.
I'm not a real big sweet person. I don't like a whole lot of sweets. Kind of funny for a big guy to say that, but I'm not a huge sugary fan.
I wished I wasn't. I love sweets.
degrading myself by coming back here. I should have just stayed gone. I mean, the Glocks and s'mores, that's horrible. You can't be against a s'more.
No, I like s'mores. I said that was the only thing I like marshmallows on.
Ah, cool. So he can go. Somebody's got to kick this G23 guy out of here.
Oh, yeah. No, but there's a lot of people that get confused when they'll call yams sweet potatoes, and sweet potatoes are not yams. It's like, and when you want to do like the marshmallow and brown sugar and crap, those are candied yams. That's a whole different type
Those
of
are great. Whatever they are, they're great. Nature's candy. Oh, they're great. You'll eat tongue for Christ's sake, but you won't eat that. You're crazy. You're crazy.
Michael Dunn said they're good for target shooting.
Exactly. Marshmallows are really good for target shooting.
Especially the little bitty ones.
I got the funniest marshmallow story. So years ago, I used to get invited to go, and I don't golf, but once a year I would go to this golf outing with the local fire department here in Marion, and we would stop at the grocery store in the morning, and we would buy cases of beer to strap to the golf carts, because you don't play golf in these golf outings. It's just a drinking event. So one of the guys that I was with was in the aisle where they sell marshmallows, and he comes back with like 3 or 4 of these big value bags of marshmallows. And I'm like, what are you doing with those marshmallows? And he said, you'll see. So later on into that golf tournament, we were in like 8, 9 holes in, and I ran back up to the clubhouse, and I'm driving back, and I bet I see 200 golf balls all the way down this fairway. And I'm like, and the closer I got to him, I'm like, that's what he was doing with those marshmallows. He dumped them out all the way down the fairway so people couldn't find their golf balls.
That's when you pull out that green one.
But I couldn't for the life of me figure out, why is this guy buying all these marshmallows? And then I figured it out. But there was just hundreds of them all the way down this fairway.
So I'm not a big golf fan.
No, me neither.
But I've come up with a great idea. And you take and have you have a team. So one guy is going to be driving the golf ball, and from the opposing team, there's a guy who's trying to shoot the golf ball out of the air before it hits the ground.
That's a shotgun start.
and yeah, then you just you switch back and forth.
I like miniature golf. A lot of times I always want a free game too. That last hole thing where you hit it in a certain area or whatever. Pretty good at miniature golf. I think I'd even go as far as to say I'll challenge Ghost Tactical at miniature golf one day if we ever get together. I ain't stopping on a regular golf course with him, but miniature golf, I might stand a chance.
I'm gonna say you probably only have a chance at miniature golf because who knows how well his putting game is. But I think he would smoke the crap out of you in a golf game.
That's one
Regular
thing.
golf, I have no doubt. But mini golf, I don't know. It might be interesting.
Big Al says that he had a 3 handicap before he had to stop.
Yeah, we used to have at all of our bases, because of the runways and stuff, you always had really nice golf courses. And in the later years, they cut that stuff out. But, back in the 80s, 90s, man, we had some really seriously nice golf courses. I never played Pasture Pool, but they always had a nice place to eat and hang out. The 19th hole.
Yeah, the clubhouses and the bars are probably the only thing you go to a golf course for.
I don't even think they'd let me in.
I don't know. They might let you caddy.
Nah, they'd see me roll up my old Honda and they'd be like, oh, hell no. Lock the doors.
Big Al's talking about the beverage cart girls at the nice golf courses.
Yep. Augusta and stuff like that. Some of those places. So we got M. Gabriel out in the crowd. Welcome, M. Gabriel. G. Webbs is out there. So, yeah.
Miniature golf around here has been closed down. It kind of sucks because every once in a while we hit it up just being bored. Fairly cheap, kills a little bit of time, and competitive. But shoot, around here, those places are dying.
I think they're dying everywhere.
Everywhere.
I was out with the kid not long ago driving, and one of the places we went, they had a course, and there was mold growing all over everything. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, yeah, it's an outside activity. You would think, especially during all this modern crap, it would be a booming thing. But no joysticks, so I guess not.
I don't think I've done any miniature golf since. Shit. It was probably, I was like 13 or 14. So you're talking 20, 25 plus years ago?
Serious, that's crazy. Like, you got to have a couple drinks and go to one of them places like the ones Florida has. Oh, man, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Florida, man. Yeah, they got one in Daytona the last time I was down there that we went and played there. And
it's almost like a water park golf course.
Yeah, and they had alligators like in these, like, I don't know. It was really cool. But you could, like, I don't know, they had like a band around the alligator's mouth and you could hold them, and it was crazy. All the like extra stuff they had at this putt-putt course.
Tourist attractions.
Or the boardwalk, you play on top of the roofs of all the little shops and stuff. That's fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, you get a couple drinks with some friends and make a competition. You can have some, it's a good time. At least in my opinion, it can be fun.
The last time I played miniature golf, I was asked to leave because I broke a window.
Oh, yeah, that would do it.
So you must really suck.
A big, huge picture window.
Man. And why did you throw your golf club through the picture window?
actually, it was probably like a 1 in a million shot. You know how that you have the like windmill?
Mm-hmm.
So I had hit it. It went through the windmill. It caught the back lip, flew up, and then hit the spine of the friggin' windmill that caused the ball to go flying. And yeah, perfectly hit the center of the picture window and shattered.
Trying to
Well,
deflect the blame to the windmill.
anybody that puts a picture window near a golf ball, smacking place, didn't, they got a bad design flaw.
Well, half of the miniature golf was inside and half of it was outside. And so the part I was doing was inside. And yeah, you probably should have had a spinning windmill inside of a building to allow the golf ball to take a chance to go flying. You know,
Okay.
I blame the owner.
Should have had plexiglass.
In case they're listening for some strange reason, trying to track him down for restitution still. I don't sell them, but I install windows for people all the time. I have lifetime warranties on glass. Even if you move or whatever, the next owner, you bust it, pop the sash out, look at the code, call the company, they make it, and it's ready to pick up in about a week for free. So, and they're usually cheaper than what you're buying at Lowe's that half the time aren't even zoned for your area and aren't to custom size. So, let alone the rest of the quality, which I won't get on. But there is companies out there that you can get like lifetime glass on stuff where they'll tell you, you forget your keys, bust a window, call us up in the morning. We'll have another one ready for you. Yeah. So unfortunately, it does take about a week because it's custom made for your size, but that's what the little code's for and all that. So keep that in mind when people are window shopping, especially that golf course. Technically, in a lot of cases nowadays, it wouldn't cost you anything other than an inconvenience.
Well, Rob, I'll just call you and have you come down and put new windows at my house.
There you go. Yeah. Or I can get, it doesn't have to, you can buy them yourself and have an installer put them in or request they use them or whatever.
Believe it or not, my wife and I have been talking about replacing the windows, and that's on the agenda.
Well, put that on your list. So some companies will look at you like you're crazy, but that's because, they want to make money. But I do these for landlords all the time, and people with, try to think the right word here.
Well, the ones that we have are they're double pane
Issues.
but they're not well sealed, and we're looking to go ahead and replace them, and have the entire new actual windows put in and done properly, because when the house was built years and years ago, it was done inexpensively. And it's over the years, there's air leakage and stuff like that, and leakage in the between the panes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time.
And I'll tell you a little secret that people don't want you to know, probably. If Bald's still out there, he could probably vouch for this too, but those first few generation vinyls were trash. I mean, everybody probably knows that. As of to date, there isn't really a window made that's not going to eventually leak. So that's another reason to get a warranty, especially if you're concerned with plants and stuff like that, because the gases filter out some of the harmful stuff that comes in, and it does make a difference. I should know a little more, but I'm not trying to do a sales pitch here. But basically, eventually all those windows end up leaking pretty much. So that's another reason for, say, every 7 years to bust a window and get it replaced.
Well, I think that probably, we put new windows on it. They'll be good for the rest of our lifetime. And we're looking at putting shutters as well, because we are in the storm zone.
Okay. Yeah, to balls out there. Yeah, now you're not getting them in a week. I'll tease right on that. You're not getting that in a week. The last time I ordered something, they told me it was the normal 2 weeks to get a delivery, and it took like a month. So now windows are definitely backed up. But the company is the same company I've seen you at one of your commercials or things you did called ABC. So it was actually Narandex Rentals, and they got picked up through ABC. So we probably had the same flyer. So I don't want to say the company name without checking to make sure, because I get a couple and I don't want to misrepresent the wrong company. But I can definitely figure it out and let you know. But you're buying from the same place I buy. So those windows are also available to you as far as your homes. So I don't know if you have any rentals or you just sell everything out. But obviously, especially for rentals, it's kind of foolish not to get glass that can be replaced for free if they're willing to, and you can get it at regular price.
Yeah, I agree with that. Renters are hell on properties.
Oh yeah, they are. Getting young kids, that's issues. So I've got a few customers with family that have different conditions. So I've had to get like reinforced glass for windows so kids don't break them, injuries and stuff. But there's all types of options out there.
Hey, Bulldog,
Bulletproof.
I heard you say earlier, you said you had a Wilson Combat frame on your 320?
Yeah.
Okay. I just seen where they came out with frames for the 365s. And they
Okay.
are sharp looking.
I'll tell you what, that the one on my 320, it's nice.
If you want a little bit of weight, look at Icarus Precision. They're an aluminum frame, and they make for the 365 and they make for the 320. I've thought about getting one of those for the wife so that it would be a little more weight.
Yeah, that Max, that 320 Max edition I just shot, it had that tungsten infused frame on it. So that gun, that gun was 43.5 ounces.
Yeah,
So it's pretty heavy gun.
with like Wilson Combat and with P80 frames.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
You can order the tungsten weights that go in the magazine well to add weight to them.
Hey, AR. How's it
They're
going,
like-
man?
I think they're about $40, $50 extra for the weights. I could be wrong on the price. It's been a while since I looked at them.
Jason Perfect wants to know best CCW pistol ever ideas.
Right there.
That's a loaded question, man.
Well,
I know,
I carry the 365 XL. That's my everyday gun. But
I mean, you gotta.
Which y'all just saw.
there's-
That's my EDC.
There's so many different questions about that. I mean, because are you looking for like a full size? Are you looking for a compact, a subcompact? Are you looking for a pocket carry? You have your difference between, do you want a semi-auto or do you want a wheel gun?
I can
There's
answer it real quick.
so many different choices, and the M&P is not the correct answer.
The correct answer is the one that saved your life.
Yeah.
The one
Yep.
that you needed and worked. That's right. But because really there is no perfect. That's all a matter of preference.
Yep.
Hand size, what your eye picks up, what you're comfortable with, what you like, so I would state it's probably not a Glock, just because, that's that's just a safe bet everybody does. Have a little more originality, but it could be a Glock. And if it is, don't be ashamed. They got a good club.
Yeah, they
Well,
do.
That one was my Glock with a Crimson Trace on it.
We got
the
Tread
thing
out
is-
there.
What
So
sold
welcome.
me on the 365 XL was just the fact that, for me, it has the accuracy of a full size handgun. That was the biggest selling point for me. That was the only reason I went with it.
If I was going to go with a 365, I would definitely have to go with like the XL, or they have that new. It's in between the XL and the 365, and it's just the 365X, which
Okay.
comes with the flat face trigger that the RXP 320 comes with.
Okay.
And it's a really nice flat face trigger right out the box. I mean,
Yeah,
90
I mean, I love mine. I've shot both of them, and I think you're only talking 3/4 of an inch longer on the barrel, but you can definitely tell shooting them side
I'd
by
recommend,
side.
obviously, people learn to shoot, period.
Yeah.
So, because it doesn't matter if it's an old, milsurp or whatever, if you can use it, you're better off than having the fanciest whiz bang thing that you can't hit shit with. So, something you can use, something you can hit with.
Well, what I carried for an EDC for eons was a 92 FS, because that's what I carried in the military. The M9, and then just so that I wouldn't. I used the same manual of arms for my EDC as for my
Comfortable with it.
military weapon. And then
Familiar, right?
after I retired, I went out and bought a Glock. And then I tried SIG, and I went, oh, wait a minute. Bye-bye, Glock. I took one of my G19s and I gave it to my nephew-in-law, because he'd been wanting a 19.
so Tread says if they would do a 365 XL in 40 to convert to / or 357 SIG. Now, every once in a while, you can get the SIG exchange kits where you can get the 40 or the 357 SIG slide and barrel, so that you could change your 9mm to a 40. I haven't seen them in a while. I've been looking, because I guarantee you, if I can find one of those exchange kits, the wife's 9mm is going to be switched to a 40.
What is this 40 thing you're talking about? What good are they? Is that a caliber or a gun style?
The 40 Smith & Wesson.
He's one of them confused people.
No.
He doesn't want an M&P, but he's fine with shooting 40 Smith & Wesson all day out of a Glock. I mean, isn't that like bastardizing it in a way? I don't get it.
I'm bullshitting. I'm just fine with 9mm.
Jason wants to know if the Hellcat's a decent gun. I couldn't tell you. I haven't got to shoot one.
Not a Springfield fan.
No, never owned one.
Well,
People are saying it's good. There's good reviews on it and a lot of stuff like that. There's people that carry it every day as an EDC. So I don't have any personal knowledge. I'm not a fan of what Springfield's done, but the gun itself, from what I hear, is good. But again, no personal knowledge.
Yep, I've never had my hands on one, so I can't tell you. That's another one I haven't shot.
the Beretta APX.
Yep.
I think Roll Call 219 actually did a video on the Beretta APX.
Yeah, you don't want to watch that. Everything roll call touches breaks. He's got the worst luck there is. So you can't
Actually-
judge any gun by his test because he probably broke it. That's just how it goes.
I do believe that the APX did not break in his test.
That would be a verse, so maybe you should check that out. Because write it down, put it on the calendar. Kingpin's got the APX and some videos on it as well. And he's not known to break everything he touches.
Yep.
Yeah, FUD, Tactical FUD said 357 SIG ammo is hard to find here. I haven't seen 357 SIG in a store in I don't know how long here in Ohio.
See, everyone, okay, if you're a reloader, super easy for you to find 357 SIG.
Yeah.
You take a 40 Smith & Wesson case, you neck it down to the 9mm. Now you've got 357 SIG.
Right. Yeah, I think he's talking about the like buying the factory ammo. That's what I was saying. I haven't seen the factory ammo forever.
SIG still puts it out on their website every once in a while. I keep getting notifications that it's in stock.
One guy stops a maniac in a church with one shot, and everybody wants it. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Well, I got rid of all of my 40 Smith and Wesson.
Good night, TT3DMR.
Yep.
You know, it went to G23.
I love the 40 Smith & Wesson. It's a great overall round. Like Rick
I'm
White
just
says,
ragging on y'all.
he likes a 135 grain 40 Smith & Wesson. So in some of those videos that I had out there where I was shooting the Smith & Wesson 4006, I was using 120 grain 40 cal.
Damn.
And those
Videos
things were
with you smiling like a little kid.
that Smith & Wesson 4006.
It's the right videos, right?
It would definitely. I did put a smile on. It did put a smile on my face.
And easy. You had that little grin like you got your first kiss.
We should show you the actual full length video on that, where you could hear.
You should, but I thought everybody's camera broke.
Where you could hear Foss and I talking smack about how you would love it to see me shoot a M&P.
Put it up on Rumble.
Yeah, we were not having a good day with video cameras that day. We had 3 cameras go down.
Where is Foss anyway?
I think he might be napping, getting ready for his overnight show tonight.
The guys over in the side chat, they're talking about that new Savage pistol. The Stance is what they call it.
That 30. What are they calling it?
No. You're talking about, the Stance is a 9mm, but it's just Savage is getting into the micro pistol game now. And I mean, I saw it. I think it's hideous. It's an ugly gun, and I don't see any in it. No, I really don't know what they were doing with that. It's not, there's really no innovation in it.
I'll pull it up.
But you're talking about the new 30 Super Carry round. This, I think, is what you were talking about, G23.
Yeah.
And I think Smith & Wesson's going to be the first gun to come out chambered in it.
Who was the one that does the stance?
Savage.
Are handguns new for Savage?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they've made a hand. I don't know a lot about the history of Savage, but I don't think they've. I think it's been years since they've made any kind of handgun.
Now that they used to do military contracts, my
So
recollection is correct.
this
but
is what you're
it's a long
talking
time
about?
ago.
Yeah, that's the stance. Now, the one that Defense Dad's talking about in the side chat right now, the Smith & Wesson CSX. Now, that thing does interest me. I like the single double action on that.
I don't have any interest in this or the Smith & Wesson CSX. Maybe if I was like a train conductor, I'd want one just because it said CSX or something. But other than that, not a fan. For me, it's just, I don't know. It's not what I'm looking for. You know what I
Right.
mean? So not saying it's a bad
I'd like
gun
to-
or anything like that. It's just not what I'm looking for.
Now, the CSX is just one of them ones I'd like to get my hands on to just take it to the range for a day and shoot it. I don't know. Just. Oh, yeah. Rich White just said that Nighthawk is going to do a 1911 chambered in the 30 super carry.
Was it Lone Wolf or was it?
Can't wait for the super carry to blow up, because everybody talks so much smack about 9mm, and now everybody's all hyped and excited about something even less power. I mean, because you got an extra round or two. Like it blows my mind. Yeah,
Well,
some of these people are so hypocritical. It's just ridiculous.
The guys that I shoot with, we were kind of, the only reason we had any interest in it whatsoever, we were like, what if the USPSA allowed it to be shot, it would give you an extra couple rounds in a magazine, because our magazines have to be a certain, not in the PCC division, but
That would have some practical sense to it.
yeah. So like
Yeah,
it would make a great competition round, but it would have to get through the board of
Have to fit
directors
in
and
the box.
stuff.
I'm curious on its penetration. That's what I want to see, because it is smaller than 9, but pretty hot. I'm curious, is it anything similar to like 5.7 with body armor or what? But if it has penetration values, then I would knock it a lot less. So I can definitely see the value for that. So at least around here, when any given day I can go see a drug dealer wearing body armor, just walking down the street. So
You seeing anything over on your end, G, what the feet per second is on that 30 super carry?
No, I can pull it up.
I was just kind of curious what the what it's traveling at.
.12 inch diameter projectile used in 30 super allows magazines. Blah blah.
Boy, Rob, that looked good.
New
New York pizza, man.
Yeah, I know.
Slice is almost as big as your head.
I could tell just by looking at it. Michael Hurtnick said 2,000 feet. That sounds way too fast.
So
You're still talking a 90 grain bullet.
Federal's new 30 super carry, while at 115 grain bullet at 1150 feet per second, identical to a 9mm. So Federal says they're going to use 115. Federal super carry with a 99 grain bullet traveling at around 1,000 feet per second. So I'm not seeing that. They're saying the chambering generates nearly 50,000 psi.
Yeah, at 2,000 feet per second. There's no way.
The greatest that I'm seeing right now is Gun University says it shoots 100 grain, 3.12 diameter projectile at 1250.
Yeah, because you figure like a 40 grain 22 TCM bullet out of a 1911, you're barely hitting 2,000 feet per second.
Yeah, because my 120 grain 40s are 1,400, 1,399.
Yeah. Tactical FUD said 15.5 inches of penetration. Blitz, it's the same as it's Chris from the 740. It's the same as it is on the screen here. No, it's I mean that would be the only interest I would have in it is if he could use it in competition just to get some more rounds in the mag, but
Yeah, have you guys heard of the? I think it's the Lone Star or Lone Wolf AMP pistol.
no.
This one actually kind of interests me.
Now Lone Wolf is the barrel company, right?
Yeah,
I know yeah, because Uncle Jim just bought a Lone Wolf barrel for his Glock 40. Yeah, Bald and Curious just said even on paper 9mm looks better than 30 super carry. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's a capacity thing, I think. I mean, that's the only thing I can come up with why they're making it.
well,
Oh, Blitz said he's from Guernsey County. I'm in Marion County. Blitz, I've heard of Guernsey County. You're going to have to let me know where that's at. I'm going to assume you're down south of me.
It's over
So
there by
that's-
where those cows are.
I just posted a link to a video that's from LW Rhodes, and it's on the AMP pistol. And it's going to be like a aluminum framed Gen 3 1911, but it's running more of a 1911 grip angle. So
I'm going to have to check that out.
welcome, Blitz. Long time no see. Yeah, that one actually interested me because I was like, ooh. Now, if they just make that in a 40 or in a 10 mil, I'd be happy.
Some cool sights right there.
Yep.
Some high speed sights. Only $10 a set.
Off Amazon.
Nah. Bud K catalog.
Oh, I don't say. I think they got those same ones on Amazon for right around the same price.
Or you can print them if you got a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a
Free-file
2-pack for $10. So I
Well,
guess
yeah,
you
you
get
get
4.
the front. You get the front and rear.
Yeah, Blitz, I've never actually been to Cambridge. I just looked on the map where you're at there. I do shoot a match once a month in Zanesville. It's about as close as I get to you, I think. And Bald and Curious said he lives in New York, so capacity doesn't matter. Everything holds 10 rounds.
Yep. New York, New Jersey, California. Maryland. I think all those guys are all 10 round. hopefully, here pretty soon we get that ruling from SCOTUS, and it will hopefully do a lot of changing, because it will, if nothing else, if they rule in our favor, it should at least put every state as a shall issue and not may issue. And if you listen to what one of the judges was saying, he was pushing more to the constitutional carry, due to the fact he says we don't require permits for any other constitutional right. So that would be a nice.
Definitely nice.
Yeah.
Either that, or let's make the politicians go out and get a permit so they can talk.
Yep. Bald and Curious says he hasn't heard your commercial lately. There, Rob. For the R&L displays.
Yeah, G23 slacking.
I don't have one of those fancy advertisements like everybody else where they can play a video, where Rob has a AR-15 wall mount stands or desktop stands, PCC stands that hold your Glock mags. I think he even has a pistol stand that you can have a single or a double pistol on there.
Michael
American made by yours truly.
Michael wants to know, if you have a 15-round mag, can you just load it with 10 rounds?
No.
I didn't think so.
So, if you're in those restrictive states, they either have to be just a plain 10-round mag, or I believe they have to be pinned to 10 rounds. They cannot be anything over that, except... Now, here's where in California during Freedom Week, when St. Benitez allowed for any size magazine to be purchased, all of those are still legal at this point in time until there's a final ruling on those. So, yeah, it tends to, you're following into those gray areas.
Right. Rob, is this your site right here, R&L Displays?
Probably. Yep. All the mags are.
Those are nice looking, man.
Yeah.
Hey, they're either pinned, like depression pins, or they're actually pinned for New York State legal mags. So that's one style.
Two Live Mood just posted your link to your website there. Those are nice looking. Hey, Jamie's here.
Yep.
Hi, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
And if you want, you can use G23 and get 15% off on there. Or you could, Travis P11, Gizzard Gary, trying to think who all has them. Rick's Life. Those all get you 15% off codes. So,
yeah, I'm going to check that out later on here.
Yep. You can get them with or without the American flag on there.
AR Gun says in Georgia they're allowed to hunt deer with 30 rounds in a magazine. Now that's where Ohio gets weird. We got some weird. We don't have any magazine restrictions, but once we're into the hunting game, then things get weird here.
Yeah, don't you guys have to use straight wall cartridges?
We have to have straight wall cartridge for deer, and we're only allowed to have 3 rounds in our gun. But if I go out and hunt coyotes, I don't have any mag restrictions, no caliber restrictions, nothing. It's the
Or
strangest thing.
Duck is a whole different thing. Most states, I think 3 rounds are limited. For like you can have in your shotgun at a time.
Yeah. Like when we duck, like I don't hunt that much, but when I'll go out on opening day of dove season with my buddies because it's just fun. But we have to plug our shotguns where we can only have 3 rounds in them,
Same in Louisiana.
and they check
Well,
us.
Yep.
Same
Yeah,
in New York.
I think 3 round for ducks is pretty standard, and they've got to be. But like he says, in Michigan you have 5 rounds for hunting.
Yeah.
I gotta check and see how many rounds you can have in a shotgun for hunting
Here you got
deer.
if you buy a shotgun, it's already coming plugged. You got to pull the plug out. If you're
Right.
buying it for defensive. It doesn't matter if it's like a defense shotgun or whatever. Yeah, it's plugged in New York, at least that I've come across. I've actually known somebody that got all upset and ended up selling their gun because they thought they could only put 3 rounds in it. They didn't understand you got to remove the plug. They took a loss on it too. I felt so bad. Like, why didn't you say something before? Like, it's usually just either a plastic dowel or a wooden dowel with a couple of rubber bands on it. That's what I keep coming across in shotguns. So
See, if I took my shotgun out for duck hunting, it would be a whole lot of BS.
Jason Perfect wants to know 350 Legend or 450 Bushmaster for the straight wall. I have a 450 Bushmaster, but the 350 Legend is definitely gaining more popularity here in Ohio. It's selling like crazy.
I think that becomes a preference.
450 Bushmaster sounds cooler.
And they don't get up either after you hit them. That's pretty much dead on impact.
Well, shot placement.
Yeah. I've only shot 1 deer with a 450, but I know it didn't get back up. But that 350 Legend, I mean, I don't have any experience with it. I have a lot of friends that have it, and they absolutely love it. So it must be a good round.
I want to say Mr. JH586 has the Legend. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah,
Baldy
yeah, we're allowed to use 4570 here too. We have a lot of hunters that use 4570.
Well,
I think the Bushmaster got popular because guys could use it in their ARs here in Ohio.
well, I mean, if you're going to go 4570, why don't you just use a 500 nitro
Right.
or 600 nitro? I mean,
I know here in Ohio, like a lot of guys that I know that use 450 Bushmaster, they're hunting with an AR. Now I have a bolt action 450. I don't have an AR chambered in 450, but and the guys that use 4570, it's just because they like their lever action Marlins and whatnot. I mean, that's why they use it. I mean, deers get good shot placement of the 4570 on a deer. It ain't getting back up either.
Blitz says he used a 350 Legend this year in Ohio. Ohio.
Yeah, everybody's using that 350 here in Ohio. They love it.
Yeah, in the AR platform.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie says, I built an AR chambered in 350 Legend. I chose that because I had so many molds, so he already had, so he would be able to work it. That's the reason why he chose that. I can understand that. I mean,
Oh
if you
yeah,
already have the
100.
molds, why
One,
go buy new molds for something?
yep, 100%.
Wouldn't it be cheaper just to say, get an upper? I don't know. You probably got to change the whole magazine. Probably cheaper than buying a whole new gun. I would assume.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like
why a lot of guys are using that 350 and 450 here in Ohio. Is just because they can just buy the upper. I don't know how the
And some states have that split with the zones where, same state, depending on zone, you can use straight wall or you can't use straight wall. So in that situation, depending where you get your tag from or what zone you're in, or if you switch zones up with somebody or something, having that flexibility is probably a plus in some cases. So, or if you got a place in each zone,
yeah.
it'd be nice to be able to go to either.
Yep. Two Live Moo just said that he has both 350 and the 450, but he prefers the 350 because he's more accurate. So, yeah, it's I think a lot of it's just a preference thing. I like all of them. I mean, I love the 4570, the 450, and the 350. I just happen to have the 450.
So, how about using the 50 Beowulf?
I
Get a
don't
shot.
know. That's a good question. Is it straight walled? I don't know
I-
much about that.
I do believe the 50 Beowulf is a straight wall on an AR 15 platform.
Okay. Yeah, because I know the 458 SOCOM is not, so I wasn't sure about the 50.
I'm pretty sure the 50 is straight wall.
Yeah, it's a straight wall.
Oh, yeah. T Live Me just brought up a good point. I actually know that because I have family that lives up in Traverse City. The southern zone is straight wall. The northern zone of Michigan, you can use, I know they can run 270s, 30-06, and all that up there. But I just know that because I've hunted up there in Traverse City.
So yeah, there's your 50.
Okay, so it is then. Man, that is one wild looking round.
12.7 by 42 millimeter.
Now, why can't we see that in a pocket gun?
I mean, think
Hold
about
on tight.
300 grains going at 1950 feet per second.
Out of a
It's like
pistol.
perfect belt buckle gun. No problem.
I mean, yeah, that's
Cool round. I like that
Yeah,
458 SOCOM too. That is a cool looking round. I know Echo
Probably ain't
reloads
cheap.
that.
so. Here's your 450 Bushmaster. Here's your 458 SOCOM, and here's your 50 Beowulf.
It's all going to put a big hole.
Yeah.
You go here. You got 5.56, 450 Bush, 458 SOCOM, 499 LWR, and then a 50 Beowulf. So yeah, they're all going to put a hurting.
Unless it's a modern action movie, then they'll get shot 12 times and still get the job done.
So just ended the poll that I was running. seems like we're not too bad on optimism. So, it says, the question was, do you think the 2022 will be a great year for 2A? Yes was 46%. Second was depends on the election, 34%, and no at 20% out of 50 votes. So, thanks everyone for.
Aren't you gonna buy everybody a Glock that voted?
Nope.
Another
What kind
one?
of channel is this?
A broke ass channel. So.
What did I miss there, G? You were talking about the poll that you had up.
Yes.
So what was the final on that?
Yes, won out at like 46%. I'll have to go. For some reason, they don't ever put that over on the StreamYard side. So if you want to see the poll results, you have to go to the YouTube side.
Yeah, Echo just said he's pushing 458 SOCOM, 325 grain at 2,200 feet per second. That's fast for that big of a round. Because I think I'm only getting my 225 grain 450s up to about, that's about the 2250s, about the fastest I'm getting out of those.
Yeah. So, do you think 2022 will be a great year for 2A? Yes, 46%. 34% depends on elections, and no was 20%.
Optimism.
I voted yes just because I want to be optimistic about it.
I voted yes. I'm optimistic.
I mean, even saying depending on the election is still kind of optimistic because, I mean, if you look at statistical in your mid years, in between, presidential elections, normally if one party is in control, they'll end up losing and the control switches to the other party. So that could theoretically, as long as we don't put a lot of rhinos back in there, could be an advantage. I do know that there's a lot of rhinos and Democrats that are deciding that they're just going to plain retire and not run again. And I'm going to reach out to one of the candidates out of Oregon who's going to be running for the vacated seat from DeFazio, Peter DeFazio. And try getting him on here. He's got one hell of a story. Great guy. Everybody has probably heard of him. He was one of the three guys from what was that? 415 to Paris, or 14, the Paris train that where the terrorists started stabbing people.
Yeah.
He was one of the three guys that was on that train that helped stop. So he's
cool.
Everybody takes something like that to heart, but isn't that what you're supposed to do? Come on now. Are you
You're
just going to
supposed to.
stand there and watch somebody just shoot at people? I mean,
there's
come
people
on,
in New York.
man. Like,
There's people in New York that are just videoing people getting raped.
I know.
Yeah,
It blows
so-
my mind, but it's like we're giving an award for cleaning your room. You're supposed to clean your room any damn way. Like, you know what I mean? That's what a grown ass man should do in that situation, not just sit there and wait to get shot. Like, I don't know. The whole. I don't know if you said it, but I've heard them be called heroes so many times. It just bugs the shit out of me. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, being out of it and running back into it, that may classify as hero. But when you're there with a gun in your face and you got a decision to make, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
I think what happened was these three guys were like in a different part of the train, and they heard the screaming, and they ran into it. So
I've heard a lot of stories. I don't know. I heard they were on it, seen it, were close enough. They seen the gun jam and they reacted. And that's what anybody should do, not just sit there and wait for them to clear it and shoot your ass. I mean, come on. Like, I don't give a shit if you're a 70-year-old grandma. Beat his ass at that point. Come on.
One of the guys, he got stabbed, what was it? I think 3 times. And, you know.
Yep. And still kept him in a bear hug, which you should do. So,
exactly.
you know, this is all like what you should do anyway. And these other people that walk by, they're the ones that should be shot. Never. I probably said too much.
But yeah, it was the 415 to Paris. Yeah. But yep, Alex Skarlatos is the guy who's going to be running to take over for Peter DeFazio.
Do you think it's so? Does it got a good chance?
You know, I'm not 100% sure because, I mean, you get into the Portland, Salem, and Eugene. Pretty much those 3 cities run the entire state.
Right.
And so it's mainly been Democrats. There hasn't been a conservative governor in 30 plus years.
Wow.
So
we got to get rid of ours. We got a Democratic government and a conservative House and Senate in Louisiana.
yeah, which is weird. Why you guys seem to do that a lot, where you have like Democratic governor, but everybody else is conservative.
Well, we've got large cities, and you run into problems with large cities electing, you know, people. You know, you get majority votes.
That's like almost in every state. I mean, you got Washington, where Seattle, Olympia, Spokane, which has turned. Spokane used to be a real conservative area, but now they've really gone the other way. And you got Vancouver, because Vancouver is just a suburb of Portland. So,
well, we had our constitutional carry all locked up, and it went up to the governor, and the governor said before, he says, "I'm not signing it," and they couldn't get enough people that wanted to do the whatever it is, the veto.
Yeah, the veto vote.
Or the veto proof.
Well, if the same people that voted for it to go to the governor would have just voted the same way, you guys would have had it.
Right.
But what was it? Three conservative backed out of the veto override vote, and one Democrat backed out of it. So, which is what cost you guys becoming the 21st state, which we would have beat Texas.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about. You guys would have beat Texas.
I would have. That wouldn't. It wouldn't have bothered me. It's just. It's irritating that you have the people that are in favor of it, but you've got one idiot sitting up at a desk that that states, I don't care what the people want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this because, I can because I'm governor.
Which I don't see how he wasn't removed from office for the fact that, I mean, he blatantly said, if you three go and hold out voting, I'll give you special positions.
Well, we've got the best politicians that money can buy in some cases. It's Louisiana's got a long, drawn-out history of political
Corruption,
wrangling, corruption, gamesmanship. They'll do things that may not necessarily be. It may not necessarily be illegal, but it's damn for sure immoral.
Yeah, my dad's side of the family is all down in that area, and so yeah, I've paid a lot of attention to what goes on in Louisiana, because I've thought about moving down there.
Come on.
I would be up in the northern part of the states. That's where Dritter, Shreveport area.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty country up there.
Oh yeah.
You get down here towards where I'm at, and it's
Lake Charles is gorgeous.
Down here. I'm on the north shore of the of Lake Pontchartrain, and we're still in the warm and humid area. So, it can be kind of nasty, but I'd much rather be here in the swamp than in a place where I can't live my life freely.
Oh yeah. I think what is it? Lake Pontchartrain has the longest bridge in the United States.
Yeah.
Possibly even in the world. I don't remember.
I don't know about. Well, at one time it was the longest bridge in the world. It's 28 miles, I think.
Yeah. No, Pat. I'm not from Shreveport, so that's where like a lot of my dad's side of the family in that area. So my dad was stationed at Fort Lewis when he met my mom, and one of his friends in the Army ended up marrying my mom's sister. So they were best friends in the Army. They became like related by marriage. Kind of funny. And so yeah, I was born up in Washington.
The Fort Lewis Go Devils.
So yeah, I was born in Everett, not too far from where Mount St. Helens erupted on May 19th of 1980, and later that year, I was born.
Wow. You are a youngster.
Yes, sir.
All right, I found it. I've been while we've been talking, I've been hunting through the hunting booklet, and I knew it was in here someplace, but I couldn't find it. Prohibited activities: use of shotguns larger than a 10 gauge or capable of holding more than 3 shells for taking of quadrupeds and resident game birds. Knew it was in here somewhere.
So yes, we have confirmation that it is the longest bridge in the world. Lake Pontchartrain Causeway is 23.87 miles, or 38.42 kilometers. The causeway links
Metairie,
Metairie of Louisiana and
Mandeville.
Today it serves estimated 43,000 traffics daily. Damn, about on average, like 43,000 vehicles a day go across that.
That's a buttload.
And I thought the 420 floating bridge in Seattle got traffic. That's not a bridge that you want to be on when the wind picks up. That 420 floating bridge, if you get some really good winds blowing across there, you will have waves that come crashing across your car.
I don't really want to be on any bridge when the wind's blowing hard.
Well, back in the day, before they replaced the one there that went out to in Tacoma, linking Tacoma and Gig Harbor, they had it was called Galloping Gertie. And as it would wind, as the wind was blowing, you would actually see the bridge like swaying and twisting. And people would drive across that, until one day it just snapped and fell apart.
Wow. And we've got a girlfriend that lives in Spanaway.
Spanaway? There's different names for every town up in Washington, and there's reasons why they're called some of those. Spanaway was well known for its meth and narcotics.
Well, she retired out of McCord.
Yep. Joint base Lewis McCord now.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was, I don't know, probably about 2 years before I retired. I was up there, like in 2007. I'd been up there for about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. It's a beautiful country, especially over there by Rainier.
You want to see the beautiful part of the state, you have to go to the eastern side, where you get all the mountains and everything, and way better. Got to watch out for Yakima, because that you can get out there and that's like desert area, and it could be 100 degrees in the day and friggin' get frostbite at night, because it will get so damn cold with the wind whipping through there and everything. It can get pretty nasty.
That's like Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncle John is talking about that. White walls on one side, calm on the other. did like the fact that I'd bring Washington up.
Yeah, when you were talking about those bridges, Rich over here said that they had one in Pittsburgh. It would blow in the wind like that.
Yeah, there's actually video, if you look for it, online of Galloping Gertie. And there you see some of those videos from back in the day, and you're like, hell no. You would not catch me anywhere near that. Yep.
God, yeah, he even said if he jumped up and down on a certain spot on the bridge, it would vibrate. No way. So where was that pizza from? I'm still thinking about that pizza. Made me hungry, Rob.
Oh man, I don't want to give exacts, but it's from a smaller place. God forbid, I don't want them getting sold out or it's a problem. But,
yeah, I don't blame you.
It's not a chain restaurant; it's a family place, so family restaurant.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
Oh yeah, place is good, real good. Pretty much all their food's good. Their salads, anapasta salads. They do spaghetti, meatballs, all their traditional kind of Italian stuff. But
do
all
they do
pretty
mac
good.
and cheese?
I don't know. They probably do. The place is always packed, like packed. That's one of the reasons it's so good. So I only eaten in there once or twice, but both times it was good. And I did get stuff other than pizza, so it's not just the pizza's good. Like this stuff is, you'll climb a mountain barefoot type pizza. Like it's that good. It's you got to do the fold, the eat it type stuff, nice crust, and let me tell you, like the cheese they use is real cheese, so it's oily. So this pizza will ruin your shirt if you're not careful. But that's what makes it good. That low fat, yeah, low fat crap, 1% mozzarella stuff. Some of these other places are using, you can't touch this. I mean, sure, the pizza might damn near give you a heart attack, but it's worth it.
She heard all the talk about the pizza. Now she's jumping up on me like, feed me.
I don't know.
Way better than a Domino's or any of that type of crap, people.
Have you guys
justify calling pizza these days?
Have you guys ever went and got pizza at Costco?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, you'd be surprised. The Costco pizza is actually really damn good.
Well, you can also get
I've heard that.
Wagyu beef at Costco too.
Yep. And FYI, you don't have to be a member to go to the food court.
Nope.
I don't go to any of those member places. I know there's points, and a lot of times you'll get like free stuff worth your membership for just signing up and stuff. But I don't know. I'm just not big on the whole club thing and all that crap. So something about having to buy in, spend money to spend my money. It's just, I don't know. It sounds like a pyramid scam to me. I don't know. It's just something.
The one thing, if you ever pay attention, Costco has the cheapest gas. They will pretty much be anybody else's gas price. And
Is that alone, ethanol? Because usually the cheapest gas is that ethanol shit.
They're putting out the same gas as everybody else is.
Actually,
whatever the local.
So it's probably the ethanol.
Yeah. But they've actually shown that Costco is one of the few companies. There's I think 2 or 3 companies in the United States that uses 100% U.S. oil. Now, as soon as here pretty soon, I don't know if they'll be able to claim that due to the fact, all of our oil production is going to be getting shut down.
Yeah, that's when you put that little sticker there with Joe pointing
Yep.
at it going, I did this.
But Rich says Costco hot dogs are awesome. Their hot dogs aren't bad. I wish they bring the Polish dogs back. Those Polish dogs were way better than the hot dogs. I'm just saying.
How much is gas in Oregon?
The last time I bought it, it was right around $3.50 a gallon.
Okay. Yeah, we're at about 315 here.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
still
but you-
under. We're still under 3.
But now
Yeah.
the crazy thing is what Rob was just talking about was that whole E85. Now, if you had a car here in Ohio that would burn that E85, it was cheaper. But now our E85 is higher than our gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't figure that one out. But
Here, it's still like the cheapest stuff.
yeah,
Almost everywhere has it, and it's a pain if you don't know where to go. Like especially if you're running like 2-stroke dirt bikes, anything smaller engine you care about, you don't want to put that stuff in it.
Right.
Even your tiller or anything like that. So I used to think it was all a scam, and I did an experiment last year, and I lost a mower doing it. So, so I don't believe it's a scam anymore. I think,
Yeah.
so I go out of my way, especially chainsaws, shit like that. I don't want to take the chance, so I always get
Boats.
ethanol free.
Yeah.
We've got
We have ethanol-free gas around, but yeah, for small engines, you definitely want to run, your ethanol-free. But most of your cars and crap, it's all designed for ethanol.
Tread's got $2.90 a gallon where he's from. Tactical Fud's got $2.85. Good. Mike White, $4.35 in LA.
Yeah.
shit.
Not everything's wrong in LA.
So, but see, you guys, except for Bulldog, there's one place down by him that you guys have to pay. You guys have to get out and pump your own damn gas. I just pull up to the gas station and say, you know what, fill a rig, and hand him my card.
Cool.
Yeah, we used
Yeah.
to have all kinds of full service stations here, but they're all gone here in Ohio now.
Oh yeah, I know. We just roll up and say, hey, pump our gas. So
Yeah,
when I went up to visit Foss, and I had to fill up my tank before coming back, I pulled up to the Costco gas station and I was like, oh crap, I got to pump my own damn gas.
Yeah, the station that's here in the town that I'm at, they've got it's ethanol free gas, and they'll pump it for you. And it's also the same place where I get all their tire weights. And the guy that does all the tire changing, he saves the weights for me, and I make catfishing sinkers for him. So we kind of trade out.
Yes, Tread. We have full service stations everywhere in the state of Oregon.
They're
There's
all lazy, and nobody knows how to fill their own gas tank.
there's only a few gas stations in the state of Oregon that have it where you can pump your own gas. And so it's an insurance issue. And it's also, that's more people that we have working because you're paying those people to get out there and pump your gas. So you can be like, oh yeah, we're lazy, but guess what? We're keeping more people employed because we are lazy and don't want to pump our own damn gas. So go ahead, get out there, pump your own gas, and cost an American a job.
Oh, please. There's so many of those jobs that, so somebody doesn't have to stand out there in negative temperatures and freeze their ass off and put claims in on workers' comp because of this or that or what, There's so many other jobs, cashier jobs and stuff that there's, cycling out now that somebody could have a job, in my opinion. I had a friend whose dad basically raised him off pumping gas, So, it's not like I don't understand this, but at the same time, maybe, I don't know, I guess in my area, my experience, you're taking a chance. A lot of times these guys ain't even pumping the gas you ask for. They won't put in what you want. They ain't paying no attention. You got to roll up and wait around forever. Like, you never know. There's a lot of scams now. There's videos on it where you'll go up and say, I want so much, and they're pumping it in the car behind you. That's their buddy's car and not in your car. You got to pump in your car, but the guys, the hoses are swapped. So you're sitting in your car not paying attention. The hose that should be going to your car is going to the car on the other side of the pump and vice versa. And you're really not getting shit. And they switch over. I mean, it's just so much BS. I don't know. I don't trust it. I mean, you can screw up somebody's day real easily by, messing with gas and this and that. So, and a lot of these stations
in their tank.
Who knows? I don't know. You piss them off. You didn't tip them well last time, because, I don't think they ain't expecting a tip, So, I don't know. I guess everybody's different, but I think we're too goddamn spoiled as a whole. And little shit like that on a daily basis is what makes most Americans obese, out of shape, and horrible, like in general. We got to get off our ass.
Costco averages I think a little over $17 an hour for their employees. And so that's in some of the smaller towns.
So you want to fight for them because you're lazy and you don't want to pump your gas because it's normal for you.
Trent says, how much?
Admit it. It's not normal for me. Gas? I'll admit I'm my bias, but it's still healthier for you to get out and do your own shit, and you don't have to trust nobody.
Gas is only, I think it's like $3.50 a gallon, $3.49, $3.40, something like that. With my Nissan Rogue, I don't have to buy gas that often. It gets really damn good gas mileage, so I don't really pay a whole lot of attention.
Yeah, you can get around a long time on some gas and Nissans.
Yep.
I drive a Nissan truck at work every day. That little thing gets good gas mileage. Now my weekend truck is horrible on fuel.
That Frontier?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I had a Frontier and I loved that sucker.
Oh yeah, that's best truck I've ever owned. I love it.
My friend's mom had the Nissan Frontier with the supercharger in it.
Oh yeah, I forgot they made one with that.
And that thing was so much fun. It would get your ass in so much trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got rid of my Gladiator and got the Dodge Rebel. I love it, but man, it's terrible on gas.
I've got a Tahoe, and my wife has a Murano, Nissan Murano.
Mm-hmm.
And that Murano gets fabulous gas mileage. My Tahoe doesn't get bad.
Yeah, what?
12
miles to 12 miles to the gallon?
No, I'm getting probably 20-something miles to the gallon out of my Tahoe.
I had a 95 Suburban, and I averaged 8 miles to the gallon inside city limits, and I would get about 17 on the highway, depending upon, if I kept my foot out of it.
Well,
But
I'll set my cruise at about 81, and just leave it like that on the interstate, and zippity doo dah. Let it run, and I get good gas mileage with it. Now, if I'm hauling ass and I'm trying to get from one spot to another real quick, and I'm romping down on the gas, then yeah, it's going to get horrible gas mileage.
I used to have a Hummer H2, and that thing, I don't care what you were doing with it. You would drive it 10 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour. It got 10 miles to the gallon. It was awful. I didn't never pass gas stations in that thing when I had it. It was fun to drive, but man, it was awful.
The Suburban was really fun to drive, but yeah, you weren't passing a gas station.
Well, the problem was that Hummer H2 had the same motor in it that the Suburbans and all the big Chevys had in it, but you were always in four-wheel drive, so it just didn't matter what you were doing in it. You weren't getting good gas mileage.
I'd rather have a doggish Humvee with metal seats than those H2s.
Oh, yeah, that H2.
I've been saying that for years.
It spent more time. That truck spent more time in the shop than it did on the road. There was something always wrong with it. Hey, Eagle Eye, good to see you, buddy.
Yep. Welcome, Eagle Eye. So, yeah, I think, what's it? Ghost Tactile, he has the H2, or maybe he has an H3. Oh, he has the H3, which is just the Jeep Cherokee on steroids.
Yeah. You don't have to be jealous, Eagle Eye. That gun's not mine. That was my best friend's gun. I was just testing it and reviewing it on the channel. So
kills me with those knockoffs, what I'll call them, is I've seen firsthand some kid bring his dad's, yellow Hummer down or whatever to the pits to go where we go four-wheeling or used to. And he buried this thing horrible. Like a $2,500 GMC Blazer or whatever. Bulldozed around this dude and dragged his ass out of the pits. That's all I'm saying. And on my very street, I've seen one buried, like on the corner. Like they got buried. The city came, tried to get them out. They ended up getting buried. I backed out, pushed snow in the back of my truck, and drove on down the street and went to work in my 95 Chevy. That's all I'm saying. Those things ain't worth the money.
But, yeah, so we got MacMan out in the crowd. Welcome.
Good to see you, MacMan. Did you watch that video he did the other day of his Mac tool truck?
Oh, yeah.
That was cool. I couldn't believe he got that. You can get that much stuff in a truck.
Oh yeah, they have those things decked out.
Stuff on the ceiling, and I was like, that was the coolest video I'd watched in a long time. That was just fun.
I need to send in a wrench so I can get a replacement.
Go on one of those trucks and see how much money you spend real quick.
Oh yeah, I was sitting there drooling on everything he was showing in that truck. I'm like,
yeah, you can have it for only $385 a week for the rest of your life.
Well, do they have the nice socks like Snap-on?
I don't know.
Those socks are like $5, I think, and they're pretty damn good.
Yeah, the Snap-on has some good stuff, but I don't know. Mac Tools, when they would come to the company that I used to work for, had way more stuff that I was interested in than the Snap-on.
I gotta stay away from those people. Black man, no offense, but you'll
Yeah, I don't
ruin
buy
them.
the tools, but I'll take the socks.
MacMan says that he has socks.
All right, there you go. I got a busted ratchet, but I can never catch one of you guys.
That's because you're a Yorker and they see you guys and they're like, shit, they're trying to rob us. We're out of here.
Nobody wants to take on busted inventory, from what I hear. Yeah, I guess they got to do a whole swap out deal or something. So, yeah, if you're a normal customer, but just a regular guy rolling up on you with a Honda, most of them run.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing this for like about 2.5 hours. I'm going to wrap it up because time to get the wife her medications and everything. So,
Hey, make sure that she does her breathing treatments, dude.
yeah.
Seriously. And if she gives you any shit, tell her that I said she needs to do it.
That's right. It's two of us. Don't get us over there. She ain't gonna like it.
But so,
I'll call
Chris-
you up in the middle of the night.
well, see that since the day after Christmas, I haven't had much cell phone reception because when we got snow here, what little bit we got, it screwed up one of the cell phone towers. So, depending upon where I stand at in my house, will be depending upon if I get reception or not. Mr. Chris from the 740, you got any plugs you want to give before we get out of here?
Well, I just go subscribe to my channel. I try to put as many videos out as I can. So I just really appreciate you having me on, man. I had a great time tonight.
Well, thank you for joining, and you're definitely welcome to come back anytime you want.
Anytime you want me, you just send me the link and I'll be here. I really enjoyed this. The chat was cool. Great people over there.
Yeah.
And Bulldog, it was great talking to you. And Outcast, Rob, always a pleasure, man. It was fun to get on here with you tonight too.
Same here.
Mr. Bulldog, you got anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah. For all of our folks that have fallen sick with COVID, keep them in your prayers. Think of them and just raise them up in your prayers. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. I know Willie's not doing too good. He's in the hospital with COVID.
Man,
And
I talked to him earlier this evening, and he was kind of bummed out. They're not real sure exactly what's going on, but I don't want to get into his personal stuff.
Yep.
So
yeah. I know if you guys watch 45 Alpha Charlie Papa, he's not doing well. He's been in the hospital since before Christmas with COVID and pneumonia. His wife's been keeping everybody posted through the community tab. And he's passed twice on us, and they've had to resuscitate him. He's got a full-on tracheotomy to get the oxygen in. So he's definitely not doing
that's
the
awful,
greatest.
Man. He was one of the first channels I subscribed to back when I started getting on YouTube. Bulldog, I don't know how I was not subscribed to your channel, but I am now.
it's okay.
So
I've got one whole video.
Well,
It's the
that's
same
all right.
one.
Tread, I want to thank Tread too. He's over here posting everybody's links. So thanks a lot, man. That means a lot.
Thank you, Tread. I'm also on on Rumble for anybody that wants to go over there and visit. And I know you're over on Rumble, aren't you, Chris?
Yep, I just got mine up and running over there. Yeah.
So
And I do promise I will have some more content coming out, folks.
now, I know a lot of people are going to the Rumble platform. I have a Rumble thing. I've never posted anything over there, and actually, I'm probably going to have to restart a whole new channel over there due to the fact that when I lost my Facebook account, it locked out my Rumble account because I had it tied to my Facebook. But I use Utreon, and so if any video I post on YouTube automatically transfers over to Utreon.
Okay, cool.
Without me ever having to go and edit it or anything else, it automatically jumps over to Utreon, and it's nice because it's over there and everything. And so yeah, I know we've got a few people that have gone over to Utreon. Andy 79Z28. He's over on Utreon. And it's really nice. I mean, you can do everything you can do here on YouTube, you can do over there. Whereas like Rumble, if you want to live stream over on Rumble, I think you have to pay Rumble a monthly fee to be able to live stream. So with Utreon, you can use StreamYard and live stream right over on Rumble or over on Utreon, and it's a little more steps that you have to do using it over on Utreon than you have to do for YouTube, but hopefully StreamYard will start integrating them into it, and you won't have to use a custom RMTP to do all that, but it's not that hard to do.
When you said RMTP, you went way over my head.
Me too. Hey, thanks, Echo.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
So, Rob D, you got anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Just thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us. If you are unaware, since I was talking crap earlier, I should do a plug. Roll Call 219. Go check his fiery channel out. Other than that, again, thanks for joining us. R&L Displays, if you're interested in a firearms display made in America. Stay cool, folks. Eat a salad and don't fall for the Glock crap.
Yep. And I do know that there was a link shared earlier for R&L Displays. Some lonely guy in New York wouldn't mind shipping out some American-made firearm stands.
Yeah, I got his website saved now.
Yeah, with those.
Oh yeah, I want to thank Gun Websites too for the great chat there last night when I decided to wake up in the middle of the night and not go back to bed for like 4 hours. We were talking about that earlier, weren't we, G? About
Yep.
That was fun. That was a fun little chat.
So if anyone is awake overnight, 1 a.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. Eastern, 3 Central, DM Foss will be doing a late night show, and so there will be a live stream from him. I believe he actually has a special guest coming on to talk about some of the laws and crap that are going on in Washington. So it might be a really good stream to watch.
Yep.
So, thanks everybody for posting links, Tread, and everyone for showing up. Have a great evening. Oh,
See
I
you
guess I
guys.
should. Guess I should play the outro.